Now, at least 5 trillion naira in bad debt are in the hands of individual Nigerians, mainly the elite, be they businessmen or politicians, and the Senate has often reaffirmed its intentions to retrieve these loans in the interest of the economy. Now, one of such instances is that the public hearing organized by the Committee on Banking, where this issue came up to the fore. Ekiti Central Senator Micheal Opeyemi is one of the federal lawmakers very passionate about the subject, and as such is a sponsor of a bill seeking to amend the act establishing the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, AMCON. The Senator joins us live on our flagship news. Senator, thank you so much for agreeing to speak with Galaxy TV. You are a sponsor of a amend the legislation establishing the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, AMCON. What's informed this bill?
Well, there's no doubting the fact that there's a need for all hands to be on deck to do whatever we need to do to ensure that we're able to salvage our economy. And part of the problems that this economy is faced with is the problem of huge debt. Apart from the fact that government is still borrowing money, we're saying that a lot of Nigerians had borrowed money and had refused to pay. Now, there's no doubting the fact that businessmen need bank loans and other forms of facilities to do their businesses. But when you go to a bank and you borrow money and you put down a collateral and it is time for you to pay the money and refuse to pay, it becomes a problem. And as we speak, well over 5 trillion naira is outstanding as debt owed to various banks in this country by people who borrowed money and who have refused to pay the money. And we felt there was a need, to do some legislative intervention in this regard. And the bill that we're talking about right now is a bill that seeks to do two things. One is to prolong the life of AMCON itself by granting extension for a period of additional 5 years to be able to do what they are supposed to do. The other aspect of the bill is one that will make it possible for AMCON to be able to deliver on its mandate. AMCON must not only be able to back, AMCON must be able to buy. And by virtue of this bill, we're going to give effect to one of the critical provisions of the Bank and Other Financial Institutions Act, which was a bill passed into law, and was assented to recently by Mr. President, which makes it possible now for the creation of a special tribunal, that would be able to try people who are indebted and will be able to ensure, quick recovery of such loans. And one of the amendments that we're doing to the AMCON bill is one that will make it possible for AMCON to be able to initiate proceedings based on BOFIA Act that has just been passed, as an act of the National Assembly.
Well, distinguished Senator, at an interactive hearing held Wednesday, the idea of setting up a tribunal to help with the loan recovery came up. How far-reaching will this be?
Well, let me make that clear again. It's already law to the extent that Mr. President has assented to the bill that was passed by the National Assembly last year. Mr. President, having assented to the BOFIA bill, which we now refer to as the BOFIA Act, as amended, it now means that the tribunal can operate. But then there has to be a trigger. And the essence of the other side of the amendment to the AMCON bill that we're trying to do right now is one that will make it possible for AMCON to trigger that provision of BOFIA Act that will make it possible for you to go to tribunal, and seek to recover these loans.
All right, just one final question before we let you go. The Banking Committee also gave AMCON 2 years to achieve the loan recovery drive. How feasible is this?
Well, I'm a member of the committee and I was present at the meeting. It wasn't expressly that the banking committee said AMCON must complete its assignment in 2 years. As a matter of fact, the essence of the amendment we are doing is to allow for 5 more years, for AMCON to be able to do some of the things that it's doing. However, the chairman of the committee did express the opinion that with the existence of a tribunal that will make it possible for AMCON to be able, to actually, seek to recover loans at a faster rate than through the regular courts. He felt that within the next 2 years, AMCON should have done a lot or should have been able to achieve a lot, but not necessarily that AMCON must complete its task in 2 years. If AMCON is able to do that, that's good for the country, that's good for AMCON itself. That will help our economy, but that is not the condition. AMCON has more than 2 years, but it was an opinion that within 2 years, it is hoped that a lot of difference would have been made, and that's our hope.
Well, distinguished Senator, I would like to thank you most kindly for agreeing to speak with Galaxy TV. Very insightful and valid thoughts.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much, and have a good evening.
We'll be speaking with Senator Opeyemi Bamidele, the senator. It is central on a flagship news.